Okay, what's up? This is Venomous Talk 18. All right, I just wanted to make this video um, short and sweet. It might probably be a 1 hour video or a 2 hour video, but I'm just gonna make it short and sweet. Now, when I had looked at Raheem's video, I looked at it like 2 times. Now, I have to disagree with him on one thing. He doesn't know that half of the population was not raised right, bro. You can't necessarily make a claim that everybody in the world was raised right because they wasn't. You only know how you was raised and how you was brought up, but you can't necessarily say or make a statement that half of the world's population was raised right because they wasn't. It's a lot of crazy people out here in the world that was not even raised right, was not even brought up right. But at the same time, I know how I was brought up. My dad raised me. My mom didn't. My dad taught me what it was like to be a man. He had taught me a lot of things about life. And he also told me a lot of things that, that a man should know. He had told me that, he said, Terrence, when you become your own man, you got to stand on your own 2 feet and make your own decisions in life. Nobody else can make those decisions for you. You have to make them for yourself. That's what my dad taught me. My grandmother, she taught me the values, and so did my dad. My dad taught me the values of life as well. My grandmother taught me the values of life. So did my uncle. But I will say this, my uncle was the life of the party because he just liked to laugh. He just liked to joke around. But when it got serious, he was serious. When he would get on the phone and when he would say, ma'am, please don't insult my intelligence, he was he was serious. He was dead serious. Okay? So there's a time and place where people would really have to understand the difference between like being comical and being serious. But when you make a YouTube video and when you tell people that you know how half of the population was raised, you don't know how half of the population was raised. Everybody on this earth was not raised right. Some people did not even have a childhood. Some of these people's childhoods was taken away from them. They didn't even get the chance to experience what it was like to have a childhood. So to be honest, I will say this. I mean, take Michael Jackson, for instance. When he was born, he didn't even have a childhood. He was very gifted as a singer when he was a kid, but his dad stayed on him. His dad had took his childhood away from him. I mean, like, I even seen the Jackson 5 movie. I seen the Jacksons movie. I already know the entire story of what happened to Michael Jackson. Because Michael Jackson did not even have a childhood when he was a kid. So when you say that half of the people in this world was brought up right, no, they wasn't. Because not everybody had a childhood. So one reason why I'm making this video, it's a video that I had to make because it was like certain parts um, in Raheem's video when I looked at it that I disagreed with. I just disagreed with the part when he said that he knew that everybody, that half of the population was raised right. No, they wasn't. Because there are a lot of people in this world who was not raised right. You only know how you yourself was raised and how you was brought up. Nobody else don't know how anybody else was brought up or how they was raised. I was born and raised in Atlanta, but that doesn't mean that anybody else know how I was brought up because they never been around me when I was a kid. So to be honest, so for anyone to say that half of the world's population was raised right, that's just really being a hypocrite because not everybody is raised right. Some people was raised right. Some, not all. Because you got some people in this world who are basically, like crazy people. It's a lot of things that's going on in the world right now. So, like, say for instance, now this is going to be a teachable moment right here, and this is something that a friend of mine taught me, somebody that I used to work with, and basically she told me this. She said, Terrence, you're going to have a lot of people in this world who don't like you. There are going to be some people that will like you, and there will be some people that don't like you. The ones that don't like you, don't even waste your time with them because they're just really mad with themselves and they can't even figure out their own insecurities or their own place in this world. Because when you have people in this world who go through life, everybody goes through trials and tribulations. Some have even more harder adversities than others. I mean, to be honest, man, my life has been a roller coaster. I will say that. My life has been a roller coaster because, it's a lot of things that I did to my family members that I can't take back. It was one time when I bucked up to my dad. It was one time when I was disobedient to my grandmother and I was disobedient to my mom. My mom said I treated her like crap, that I treated her like a dog. But to be honest, it's a lot of things that I cannot take back. It's a lot of things that I have to atone for when I go before God and Jesus Christ. See, I already know that when I die, I will be judged. That God and Jesus Christ will judge me. I know without a shadow of a doubt that I will be judged. Everybody else is going to be judged too, not just me. We're all judged for our sins. I mean, like, I remember my mom saying that I like to degrade women and I like to, always, talk bad about women all the time. And I always put men on a pedestal. No, I don't. Because I already know that us guys, we have our problems. We're not perfect. We already know without a shadow of a doubt that the things that we go through in our day-to-day lives, we already know our hardships, the things that we go through, the tortures that we go through, the failures that we go through, the successes that we go through. everything that we go through in life is trial and tribulations. Nobody is perfect. So, I mean, like, to be honest, man, a lot of people who look at this video, don't try to judge me because you don't know me well enough to judge me. But you really have to look at yourself, because just because I'm revealing things about myself, see, that's how people like to weaponize things. When you reveal things about yourself, people want to weaponize it and use it against you. But at the same time, I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it again. Just because I reveal something about me, don't try to use it against me, because you don't even know me well enough to judge me. You don't even know me from a can of paint. You have to get to know a person. And to be honest, when you know a person and you know how that person is, it takes months or even takes years to know someone, to know their, to know their mannerisms, to know what they like and what they don't like, to know what they tolerate and what they don't tolerate. You have to know these things about every individual that you come in contact with. And to be honest, when you really think about it, that's what you have to do. You have to know people. You have to know their characteristics. See, characteristics and personalities are not the same thing. Your personality is different from your characteristics.